Guys, this is Shaz-Films here, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Incredible Hulk, which is the second installment in the MCU. This is my series of MCU reviews leading up to Infinity War, which is releasing in April 27th. This movie is directed by Louis Leterrier and stars Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, who unfortunately got replaced by Mark Ruffalo for the later films, and it also stars Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, William Hurt, who plays Sergeant Ross, who's also in Captain America Civil War, and Tim Blake Nelson. Tim Ross plays the villain. And so this film tells the story of Bruce Banner after he got turned into the Hulk. This is not a proper origin story where he gets turned into his ego, but this is the story of him on the run afterwards. Like, a few years ago, he was a scientist working for Sergeant Ross, who tries to create something to fight in the military, and then that's where he gets turned into a Hulk in the experiments go wrong thing. And this is all explained through the opening credits, which are like the Spider-Man opening credits, where they recap what happens in the previous film. So like, it makes it seem like as if it's a sequel to an Incredible Hulk film that we've not seen before, even though it's not a sequel. It's not a sequel to Ang Lee's Hulk either. So, to put it shortly, it's a reboot of Ang Lee's Hulk, but it's also a reboot of it. And Bruce Banner's on the run, and he's trying to find a cure for the Hulk, for his Hulk side of it. And while he's trying to do that, he has to control his anger. He's taking these meditation sessions, and he has this heartbeat rate thing that if it reaches 200 or above, he'll turn into the Hulk. He'll become too angry, and as you all know, you don't like him when he's angry. And so he has to return to the USA, reunite with Liv Tyler, who is his girlfriend, who was working with him when he was a scientist, and he must find a cure for himself. And also Sergeant Ross and Tim Roth are searching for him, and Tim Roth also takes the syndrome Bruce Banner has inside of him, and then he turns to the Abomination in the third act, and yeah, that's it. So let's start with the pros of this film. And one of my biggest pros of this film is Edward Norton. Like, sure, Mark Ruffalo, you're great as the Hulk, and Bruce Banner as well, but Edward Norton, he's what started it, and it's pretty unfortunate for him to just leave. It was sad seeing recast. He was great in his role, and the fight scenes are amazing. The bit when he rages out into the Hulk and he's just throwing people and punching people and it's just really entertaining. And I love the fact that it doesn't tell the story of him turning into the Hulk, because then if we did have that story, then the first hour would be like a 4.5 hour feel like half of the film, where he just slowly turns into the Hulk with boring setup. But we didn't get that, and instead we get a cool on the run, trying to find a cure for myself kind of story, and it's a pretty cool story, and it's really exciting. And yeah, so let's get to the cons. So The first con is Liv Tyler. Like, she's a good actress. I like her. I love her from The Lord of the Rings. But, like, in this, she plays, like, the psychic girlfriend, and she's, like, a bit... I like her performance, but it's just that, her character kind of, like... She, like... like, her character's supposed to be totally in love with Bruce Banner, and her love for Bruce Banner kind of gets in my nerves sometimes. Like, it's a bit, like, too much. Like, it's not, like, creepy, but, like, it's just a bit, like, annoying at times. So, but, like, it's not, like, the most, like, the biggest flaw I have with this film. The biggest flaw I have with this film is Tim Roth's character as the villain. Like, he's just a generic, oh, I want to be powerful, just like the hero type of villain. Which leads to my next problem, which is the third act, where he turns into the Abomination, then him and the Hulk have a huge CGI fight, and yeah, like, I like the Hulk. Like, he's just, Tim Roth is not a compelling character, but however Bruce Banner is, but like when you see them fight together, it's just too CGI heavy for me. It gets a bit too CGI heavy in the third act, and yeah. Oh, another pro that I forgot to mention was that also I love the fact that it's its own movie. It does not feel like an Avengers prequel, unlike Iron Man 2, which we'll be talking about later, like very soon. But like, it doesn't feel like an Avengers prequel. It feels like its own solo movie. It basically feels like its own movie without trying to set up any other future movies or trying to set up the Avengers and stuff like that. But overall, The Incredible Hulk is a good film. It has an amazing performance by Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, and it doesn't try to copy off Ang Lee's film. It has great action sequences. So Incredible Hulk is a vastly entertaining film. It's definitely not as good as Iron Man, but it's still pretty good. And I'm going to give it The Incredible Hulk a 7.5 out of 10. It's a great time, a bit too CGI heavy on the end, but doesn't really matter the most. And yeah, so stay tuned for my review for Iron Man 2, which I'll be reviewing very soon, and don't forget to stay tuned for that, and also don't forget to stay tuned for the rest of my Marvel Cinematic Universe reviews leading up till Infinity War. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. I'm Shaz Things, and I'll see you later. Smash!